some more light on this camera. Okay, Katie, we're live in here, girl. And then I did send out their next assignment for the 1 o'clock. I mean, I did send that to you. I got Taylor. Woo! First one. Bobby pins are falling out. Gosh, didn't I just see you guys? Feels like it was 15 minutes ago. We are going to go over your assignment.
Okay, so I need to send them this one and then the one that you sent me a minute ago?
Yes, probably separately.
Yes, but how do you want me to send that one out? Just like that?
Yep, just like that. That'd be perfect. I'm going to see if I can do little emoji things like these girls and guys do.
I think that's off iPhone.
Oh, look, custom emojis.
Oh.
I'm scared to push it. I might get a little problem. Ooh, oh, there we go. Oh, look, little custom ones. Oh, I see where the students are getting all these. Here we go. Here's little smileys. Oh, it's buffering. Ooh, that's not good. Let me just get this off of here. Oh, Katie, I shouldn't be messing with these things. Things could go. Oh, I see it now. Oh, they're cute. Oh, it's like a little toolbar here. You can do watermelons and all kinds of stuff. Cute. Oh, they have all of them. Which one?
For we just sent out these assignments to them. Because some of them are off for the assignments and they're still doing
Oh, gotcha. I want to send a cute little emoji. It scrolls too fast on this computer for me. They can probably hear me clicking. I wonder if the speaker picks up a lot of stuff. Yes, y'all can hear me talking. Okay. Or not any smile. Oh, there's a little. No, that one looks like it's sleeping. So funny. I see where y'all get all these cute little things now. I'm an animal girl. I like all the nature ones, the little whale and stuff like that. Here. Okay, we're up to 20 people, so I think people are logging in real nice for me. 11:58. Jessica, they are so cute. When you discover these cute little guys, I mean, look, there's a little frog. Oh, look how cute he is. Oh, Connor, yes, the octopus. Oh, they're all so cute. Oh, what is yours, Olivia? I can't even tell what that is. Looks like spilled coffee. A water gun. Maybe a water gun. Let's see. Oh, the mushroom. Oh, look. Reminds me of Smurfs. When I used to watch the Smurfs. Can't remember the little girl's name on the Smurf. She was Smurfette. Oh, so cute. Adorable. Pew pew. Are y'all feeling like the barometric pressure in your head? Like maybe like a little headache from the rain. It's like coming or something. We are actually going to close the building today at 4 o'clock. Randy said that it might be too terrible of weather that we all need to be home and get safe. So we're actually closing at 4 here on the campus. So I will be shutting down the live maybe a few minutes early so we can get out of the building, and then we'll round up your attendance and get all that going. So real quick, I have a quick announcement. We sent you an email Katie just sent it, and it says, please read. If you have been a brand new, what?
This is from Wendi.
It says from me. And if you have been a brand new student, you've never entered the building and had an orientation here at the school, then please complete please read it. It's pertaining to you. It's important. As y'all are aware, some of you are aware, every 7 years I'm reevaluated for accreditation purposes, and I will be putting a packet of information about that tall. I usually get 100 every year. I pride myself on getting 100, and I typically don't have any stipulations. I work very hard to do those things, and one of those major components is you helping me with turning in a little statement to me to put in your file. That is typically collected on the first day of school when you arrive at the building, but due to this is my first rodeo with this. So those of you who are brand new distance learning, have never entered the building and did not have an orientation, please send that in to Jeremy at Baldwin Beauty Schools with an S on the end.com. You'll see it in your email box. Those of you who've been to the school campus, just ignore that particular email. We will have one thing to turn in at 5, and let me just show you what it is. I think Monica had that question, because that will account for your additional hour. Unless y'all just don't want that hour, we can just skip it. Totally up to y'all. But it'd have to be kind of majority rules, I think. What it is, I don't want to show you the answer key just yet. It's state board questions. You'll read the question and you will give me a letter for the answer on, I think it's around 50 questions over what we covered. So it's state board. The questions are written out in the state board format. Okay. Yay. Is that, oh, I see your little emoji. Let's see. What is that one? So cute.
I'll send them their assignment when you're almost off your lap.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so all we're going to do right now is go over the answers to the 3 pages that you had. Y'all will send those 3 pages in that you have completed. You can scratch out and correct your answers if you want to, or just correct them. Send them in showing that you participated in the 3 pages that you just did. So you will have these 3 pages. Then you will have, you will have this that you had turned in, those 3. So, oh no, that's what we just did. Hold on, where am I? Oh yes, you're turning in these 3 pages. Then we're going to do some notes at 3 o'clock, and then you'll have 1 more to turn in. Let me make sure all that is correct. Gosh, it's a whirlwind, guys, keeping up with all this. But I think I said all that right. Thank you, Lynn, for putting that in. Yes. So send that to Jeremy at Baldwin Beauty Schools. Oh, put the S on the end of the word school. Make sure it's got the S on the end. Our accreditation department wants us to make sure all emails and website and everything has that S in it. And that was a bone of contention with me, that I had to jump through a few hoops and make sure that I did all that correctly with Gmails and emails and all that stuff. So, and the website. So make sure you add the S on the end of the word school. Okay, so this was your first assignment. You're going to send this in to me, showing me that you completed it by 5. And then the next one, which is going to be multiple choice. All you're going to do is just simply put the answer down and send that in to me at 5 along with the other. And we're keeping all this in a Gmail just in case, these assignments, just in case TDLR were to question your clock hour attendance, etc. We just want to make sure that we're doing business as usual. Yeah, send it to Jeremy because he's going to put that in your, not to the BBS, that one little paper, the little, sorry for the confusion. The Hannah, you won't do that because there's 2 emails. Assignments today go to BBS. All assignments go to BBS distance learning. But there's one additional email. That email for people who need to write that little statement, who are brand new students, have never entered the building. Those people are going to turn in that statement to Jeremy, and that's for your permanent file, just so that when the accreditation team comes in, they check your file and they make sure that we have that piece of paper. It's kind of a formality, but they were, we're required to have your driver's license in there. If we don't have that, I get docked for that. If we don't have your diploma in there, I get docked for that. And I don't like getting docked for anything. And those of you who know me know that. Those of you who are getting to know me, you'll know that I like to have all my T's crossed and my I's dotted. Okay, so our first assignment, I believe, was this one, the answers to this one right here. So you can see in this particular assignment, the wording is quite different, and it makes it a little more scary because it's not just a blanket question. It's more of it's like wording and verbiage, and it's just, yes, perfect. Jessica, thank you for the clarification. So let's just go over these answers real quick. The blank contains the keratinocyte stem cells that replenish the exfoliated cells at the surface. So we know that the basal layer is, which is the germinativum, the basal layer is where all those keratinocytes and the mitosis is happening. So the word replenish right there was your key word, is replenishing mitosis, which is going on. So that right there was your clue, so to speak. So, oh, Mallory, are you on for this hour? Perfect. Okay, good. I'll make sure I got your email earlier at, in our previous, on our break. So I got that. Number 1 is basal layer that is going to replenish because of the mitosis that's happening. Number 2, the blank is named for the presence of dark staining granules. So your clue in that sentence on granules that are going to bind those keratin filaments together, that's the granulosum layer. So number 2 on this page here should be granulosum. So if you didn't get that correct, or you haven't completed this assignment, or number 2, you need to write that down so that you can turn this answer sheet into me at, yes, the answers, just the answers is great. Write those answers down. Number 1 was basal. Number 2, granulosum. Number 3, the next layer is the blank, which is present only on the soles of the feet, hands, fingers, and toes, and lips, which could be written on there if you want. That one should have been pretty easy. That's the lucidum. All right, number 4, the blank is made up of multiple layers of dead keratinocytes that regularly exfoliate. That's the corneum. That's the exterior squamous, hardened, flattened keratinocytes, keratin cells that are now dead. And so number 4 is corneum, stratum corneum. I just leave off that word stratum a lot. I'm sorry for that if it's confusing. So stratum corneum. And that's what we're regularly exfoliating through the methods of microdermabrasion, through skin prep scrubs, even homemade scrubs and such. There I go again, and such. The legs, this is part of that exfoliation for our nail technicians, and hands. There's some wonderful exfoliating scrubs that you can buy at Redken or Armstrong McCall, Sally Beauty Supply. All of you have a permit number and you can get discounts and at Sally's. But you are now allowed, now that you're in school, if you didn't know, you are now allowed to go into the supply houses and actually purchase materials at consumption materials that you would use in large and bulk. You are now able to go into a wholesale warehouse and purchase things. You do need that permit number. So taking a picture of the permit number, carrying it around with you on your phone with your identification would be awesome. So they've got some wonderful exfoliating scrubs that really assist with people who have those dead skin cells or the ashy legs and arms to really get that dry dead corneofied skin off. Number 5, the ceasing of cell division, but at a deeper region like the germinativum, that they go, but at deeper regions like the germinativum, they can undergo mitosis. In our first day, yesterday, we learned that mitosis is happening in the germinativum basal layer, but we said it is limited to another layer. So I was hoping that y'all got this one, and now that I've eliminated all of the answers, I'm sure that you already know which one it is, and that is the spinosum layer. So there is some mitosis going on in the spinosum. It will be next year. It will be that spinosum layer is limited to some mitosis going on, but full mitosis and replenishing of that cellular growth is in the germinativum basal layer. Yes, it was a hard one. Again, this verbiage is a little different. It's kind of spelled out and laid out a little bit different, so it's made it a little more difficult. Number 6, I want to first tell you the epidermis, this number 6, I don't like this question. I probably wrote it not in the best form. I apologize, and we could actually scratch it out and forget that it ever was here. But the answer on this one is granulosum. The epidermis consists of multiple layers of epidermal cells called the granulosum. And that's because it's still transforming into that transformation level. So I apologize for the way that question was written, but we're just going to write down granulosum and move on, if that's okay with all of you. Number 7, these cells produce a tough, fibrous, waterproof protein. And that waterproof protein we have learned is called keratin. And so which over time it will harden in the process. And that process is called keratinization or keratinization, as some people pronounce. So that will complete number 7. Number 8, the cells of the epidermis are produced by the process of what? Mitosis. So these cells are produced in the epidermis. So the production of the cells is going to split into mitosis, into daughter cells in the deepest layer, which is the basal layer of the epidermis. And this layer is called basal or germinativum. So number 8 would be mitosis. And the other additional answer would be epidermis/basal. Probably going too fast, sorry. Number 9, as new cells are formed, they push older cells further away from the dermis. So the answer is dermis. And so those cells are living in that dermis layer, and there's all kinds of cellular activity going in there. And the blood supply available becomes less available there, and then the cells are dying off. Number 10, the dead, hardened outermost cell of the epidermis form the layer called the stratum corneum, and they are eventually slept off. So we've completed that one. And then our next one here is, I think I gave you guys the one that looks like this. And all you had to do is write down the parts, identifying them again, and becoming even more familiar with them for repetition. And that's the next 2 activities. I will say that what I did on this one, because Jeremy failed to number them before he sent out the image to you, and we're going to put number 1 right up here, and we're just going to kind of go clockwise this way. So I apologize. It's going to be real confusing distance learning style. So however you listed it, I'm really fine with it. As long as it's documented and sent to my email, because that was my fault on that. Okay. So we're at this one right here, and let's go through those. Those were numbered. Number 1, epidermis. I'll wait so that we do have documented chat proof on the YouTube. Can someone tell me what number 2 was or is? Number 1 is epidermis. So I'm just going to wait for a second to get that documented proof that you are online with me. And you can tell me what number 2 is. Perfect. That is our dermis. Very good. Number 3. It's another section. Everyone sort of participate in the chat so that TDLR, my accreditation, everyone sees that you are participating. Number 3, that is this image right here. Just let me know what that one is. Perfect. So that is our hypodermis. It's also called the subcutis, and it's also called subcutaneous and adipose. So it could be adipose, subcutaneous, hypodermis, and subcutis. Perfect. All right. Number 4. Let's get some more people out there. Number 4. Give me some proof that you're with me. Number 4. Tell me what that structure is. Number 4. Perfect. That is our sweat gland. Ooh, and I love the fact that we have another person who put sudoriferous gland. Perfect. Because sudoriferous and sweat gland, again, mean the exact same thing. So that is perfect. Sudoriferous and sweat gland. I'm hoping y'all will never, ever forget this information. I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all are just getting it. Sudoriferous or sweat gland. Number 5. Let's look for number 5 on our sheet. And that line is going all the way to the middle of the page. If it didn't come clear on your end, it's all the way over here. So it crosses off over the sweat gland right there. So let me have some participation on what that structure is right there. Perfect. We got root. It's almost the hair follicle, Jessica, but it's the root. The follicle is that tube-like depression that surrounds it. And it is a little hard, and I admit that that was a little tricky. It can be very tricky. So number 5 is root. Now let's hunt for number 6. It's to the right of your page, the right bottom corner. What is that coiled up section right here at the base of the sweat gland? Perfect. Fundus. Excellent, excellent, my good students. Okay, number 7, right up here. Sometimes it's called 2 things and that are interchangeable. So it's totally fine. You might have 2 answers. I'm looking for one particular answer, but pore, that's the one we want. We want the pore, but if you called it a follicle, it technically is the opening of the follicle. But so you could answer hair follicle, but it is the mouth of the opening. So it's going to be primarily the pores. Some of us want to shrink those pores. I'm sure I've got some people out there with very oily skin that would love to, no problem, Connor, who would love to, I thought you were shouting at us. I'm kidding. Okay, now number 8. Now 8 is pointing, which looks like it could be pointing to the mouth of the pore, but it is not. It's actually pointing to the division of the hair. So what is that division? Excellent, Jessica. That is the shaft. Nice. Okay, so that was 7 and 8. Now we are at 9. 9 is now connected to the hair follicle right here. That sac-like image that we see right there that contains oil. I gave you a clue there. Sebaceous gland. It's also called the sebaceous gland. So sebaceous or oil gland. Great. That was number 9. All right, number 10. Number 10, sticking right out over here, this little structure right here that gives us that goose flesh. Perfect, Jessica. Erector pili muscle. And pili just means hair. It's another technical term for hair. If you were curious, it's the rector pili muscle. Number 11 jets right out over here. A little bit confusing because down in this area we have the club-shaped structure known as the bulb. And then we also have the papilla that's down in here. So these two, number 11 and 13, if you got them a little bit wonky, that's okay. Number 11 could be the papilla. Number 11 could be the bulb. So either one. And then we have number 12 that jets out over here. Looks like marshmallows or cotton. And that's our fat, also known as the adipose tissue. And it just a little factoid for you. Adipose tissue or the fat is actually very, very lightweight. Very lightweight, which is very interesting to me. When it's weighed, I'd read about that. Kind of fun little factoid. Okay, number 13, down here at the bottom. This could be papilla or blood vessel, whichever one you want to put on number 13, papilla or blood vessel. Or you can put both. So the papilla gives us the nourishment for the hair's growth. So if we, if we shatter this region right here through waxing or through injury or scar tissue, hair won't grow back in that area. And any type of keloid or scar tissue that we have, you'll notice hair won't grow there. And that's because this papilla has been shattered due to a deep dermal injury. Number 8, let me look. Number 8, oh, that's the shaft. And finally, number 14, right here, that is the follicle. That's that tube-like depression. Tube-like depression that encases the root, and that is the hair follicle. Y'all should be very well versed on all of these by now. When you think about all of these and that you have to identify, it's just amazing that in just a couple of days, 6 hours a weekend of talking in 2 days, we're able to get through and you understand all this. I think it's fun. Now you'll notice the eccrine and the apocrine sweat gland is not on here. A lot of times you just cannot believe how we cannot find those on images anywhere, not even in our textbooks. So the apocrine and the epicrine, the apocrine gland is not here. The epicrine sweat gland is here, but the other one I can't see on this picture at all. I don't see it connected at all, and there's no fundus on it or anything. So the apocrine, the yucky one, is not on here. Okay, let's go to our next one, which was the learner activity image that looks the same. It's just the pieces are, the actual numbers are in different order just for repetition. That's all that is. I'm sorry for the repetition, but I think it really helps you to get it faster and quicker and better. So if we were to start right here, we know that this number 1 on my end, because this wasn't numbered, it's my fault. So as long as you've got 14 things written down on your paper, I'm okay with it. What I'm actually going to do, here we go. This one was clearer. So number 1 up right here is pointing to our sebaceous gland, also known as the oil gland, supplying oil to the follicle to lubricate, making the hair more soft and supple and the skin. Number 2, again, is pointing to the first division of the hair, which is the shaft. Number 3 looks like it could be pointing way down here, but it's not. It's pointing to that arm or that muscle. And you can see that muscle's attached there right up under the base membrane, the basal lamina. And that little muscle there is going to contract and give us the goose flesh again. Number 4 right here is actually pointing to the actual root. So it kind of, those lines are kind of difficult, but it's pointing to the root there. And number 5, this is a nerve, and this is a nerve ending. It's also a could be a tactile corpuscle. So tactile corpuscle could be written on your paper, or nerve. If you put Merkel cell, you could have that. Merkel corpuscle or Meissner's corpuscle, that could also be on there. And then let's see, where am I? Okay, number 6. Number 6, we have the sweat gland. And number 7 for me, 7 is right here for me because mine is numbered. That is the coiled up fundus at the base of the sweat gland, the eccrine gland, which has a duct opening to allow perspiration, maintaining the body temperature and keeping us cool with our perspiration. Okay, and then we have a number, am I at 9? No. Number 8 right here is another nerve. And remember, we have like 1,500 nerve endings in a square inch. I'm surprised we're not all a nervous wreck. Some of us are not nervous wrecks. Some of y'all are very calm, cool, and collected. And there's others that are constantly a little rattled. That would be me. Okay, number 9 is pointing right here to blood vessels and lymph. So these little, it looks like a little branched out tree here. And lymph carries waste and bacteria, and helps with bacteria. That'll be one of our terms that we do at 3 o'clock. And then number 11, of course, is this fatty tissue, again known as our adipose subcutaneous hypodermis subcutis material. Let's see, I'm curious if how many of you want to chat with me and participate in the chat by telling me what you thought this was right here at the bottom. That long thing right here. I'm just curious if you knew what that one was. I'll wait and see what y'all think. That long darkened area at the base there. What did y'all put for that? Wow, good girls. Muscle. So, no worries. Yeah. So that was the muscle. All right. And so we did number 11, which is the fat that we see. And number 12 is a section. These are sections right here that you have. So 12, 13, and 14, my numbered page. Yours is not numbered. But from the bottom, again, is the hypodermis, subcutaneous, adipose. And then number 13 right here, again, is the dermis. And remember, the dermis is divided into 2. The papillary, which is smaller with touch receptors at the top. And then all of the vascular stuff here with elastin, collagen, the root, the papilla, the sebaceous gland, the eccrine gland, the apocrine gland, the nerves, the blood, the collagen, the elastin, all that good stuff. And then finally, number 14, ending with the epidermis. Yes, 10 right here would be muscle. So can you imagine getting a deep wound or cut and getting right down here to the muscle? And then those muscles cover the bone. Okay. Hopefully that was a good little run through for you all. Again, y'all done really well. It's a really good little, like Connie just said, good little recap of the information. So what I'd like to do is I'm going, let's see, we are at 34 minutes. So we still have a little time. So what I'm going to do is leave this feed on, and I'm going to let you go ahead and look at, hopefully, can someone check their email, please, and tell me if Katie has sent out to you the multiple choice questions that look like state board questions. And good, Taylor, I'm glad. Just kind of recognizing it again. It's kind of like going to your kitchen drawer, and it's like, okay, what is an object that will create zest for your cocktail drinks or for your beautiful desserts? You know, what does a zester look like? What does a spatula look like? What does a spoon? What does a ladle look like? You know, what does a a garlic press look like? All of those different things. It's kind of like just identifying structures and identifying stuff. Okay, let me holler at her. Y'all hang tight. Can you ask Katie to send the assignment, please? Okay. Alrighty. Okay, Katie is sending the multiple choice questions. Let me browse through them real quick. Now, I want to explain something to you. Some of these questions come from one textbook source, and then I'll give you another grouping another day of the way they're written for another textbook source, and they're completely different the way they're read, and they are subjective and on some of them, and it's just like, what would be the correct answer? So getting through these will be helpful. And if you would please definitely keep these copies for study purpose. And maybe just remember to title it Study of the Skin or Histology, because the questions really are crazy sometimes. And hopefully I've gone over it with you enough where 90% of them you would get correct. All you're going to have to do is write number 1 and give the answer that you think it is. Number 2, the answer. You don't have to write the question out. If you want to type the answer, that's fine, but it'd be just as easy to me to just get your pen out and write it. Do a split screen on your computer or something like that. But I'm really crossing my fingers that all of you get most of these correct. And then the other textbook source will be given out next week, and the questions are written completely different. So I'm hanging on to see if you got the email. It might take just a second. She's pulling it up. And then what we will do is I will give you a moment to get me that email for submitting that you received an orientation, that first email for the students who have never walked in the building and had a per se orientation. Y'all can do that for me now. That'll give you a few more minutes to do that. And you can also start looking at your multiple choice, and then try to do that on your own. Let's see how many you get right. I know that y'all have y'all like to work in pairs, and my children did too when they were on the online school for high school. And working in pairs is always so much fun. But let this be like an opportunity for you to see how well you do on it. Okay, y'all got it. Okay, good. So let's keep this live feed on so that I know that you're working. And then at, let's see, right now it's 12:32. About 12:50, 12:55, 12:50, start signing off for me. I'm just going to put it on mute and allow you to start working on this now if you want to. But remember, this is not due until 5 o'clock, your answer sheet. So you can, if you're in the middle of something, you can work on that. But just remember by 5 to get it in. So far you've got these that you're sending me to the BBS distance learning, along with your answer key for this one by 5, okay? And then I will resume with some terminology, definitions, so be ready to write at 3 o'clock. Just pretend like you're sitting in the board with me and you're writing, but you're learning. Okay, so I'm going to mute it, and I will see if there's any, haven't gotten anything yet, Jessica? Okay. Maybe she did the south versus north. You might be, some of y'all might be north, some of you might be south. But if not, okay, I'm going to holler at her, Jessica and Mallory. Okay, hold on. And Vicki. Katie. Okay. Oh. Okay, she's assisting a client right now. Maybe maybe she was punching. Oh, no orientation either. Oh, okay. I bet it's because, how strange. Okay. North hasn't gotten it. Okay, so that's what the thing is. Okay. There's a client that was getting a regrowth color over here. Her hair is all the way down to her waist, really thick. Oh, you're south, Jessica. Okay, that's right. Keeping up with y'all. I can't wait to see y'all in person and actually like meet y'all and get to know you. That's a part of, I'm a people person, so I love it. And oh, let's see. I think I see her. North hasn't gotten the emails. And They're live right now still. And
That's
then,
fine.
and then Jessica Cardenas and Mallory haven't received the orientation thing either. So, yes, Lauren G, we will do the roll call. Check out with me. You can log off live if you've gotten your stuff. If you haven't gotten your stuff, you might stick around for a second, make sure that the email's coming through. And oh, Monica says I'm north and I got it. Okay. Oh, South hasn't gotten the email either.
I literally just sent it like maybe just a few minutes ago. It's gonna start rolling in here in a second.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to be just right here. I'm gonna put you on mute, but I'm going to be looking at your chat comments if you, and we're going to make sure. Okay. Katie's hoping that it's just a roll-in thing and that they're just, it's just taking just a smidgen of time. Okay, Amy Skane's got it. Marina says no, so.
I sent Marina hers by herself.
Oh, Marina, yours is going to yours alone. And then Jessica Cardenas and Katie got me a Jeremy Johns. Yay. Same here. I don't have the orientation or the assignment. That's Victoria P. That's strange. Okay, she's on her laptop and checking it.
Ones that have problems, if they can text me just so I don't forget anybody.
Oh, Christy Aceveda got it. She says, I lied. I got it. Hey, Victoria, and Hannah Broadway. Too many yet either, so you're just gonna try and do it again. I think she's just gonna resend.
Which one's on the resend?
Okay. Minia?
No. Like, which thing did they need?
Both. Some are not getting any email. That's weird. Vicky A. It's so weird. Is there bad weather going somewhere or something that would be interrupting their server? Oh, Jen says still no.
Okay, I'm about to
Okay, she's resending because Olivia Fleck South hasn't gotten it either. Well, good thing we stopped our live a little earlier. Demaya, no either. Kiara Marlowe, no. Okay, she's working on it. She's sitting right next to me. Vicky. Boy, they give me a lot of wrapping at Jimmy John's. Do you think this is
to make sure you don't have people be somewhere. Okay, so I just sent it the
Vicky saying, "Go, Katie! Go, Katie!" Oh, Kayla Langford got it. Sydney got it. Kira got it. Great. Jen O got it. Woo!
Okay, so now I'm gonna send all y'all's assignment.
Okay. What assignment? Oh, you're sending them their assignment too. I think they may have got it all. Oh, good. Demaya got the orientation email. Perfect. Gotta get that darn piece of paper in the file. Ugh. All this stuff
The one
to
that
do.
Jeremy sent you earlier. Question?
Yeah, this darn, you know, just a file paperwork is just maddening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Connor got the orientation email, but not the assignment.
Okay, I'll send it.
Okay, she's resending. Oh, Kira says the same thing. So, okay, there must have been a glitch just for a minute.
Yeah,
Up there.
it must have been. It's just the date on the email, by the way.
Okay. All right, Hannah, she just sent it, so we're hoping.
Okay, Sal should be getting it.
Sam Slater's got the orientation only, but not the.
Yeah. So the South got it.
Chloe got both.
Okay.
So I'm hoping. Check out about. Please just check back out in 10 more minutes. Okay, yeah. Jen O got it. It looks like they're all getting it now.
Okay.
I'm hoping. Before I log out. I shouldn't eat on the camera. Uh-oh, Mallory Havard says, okay, Victoria P got both. But Mallory, okay, I'm waiting to see. Most everyone's getting it. I'm just going to wait on Mallory to make sure she got it. Anna's like, thank you, Katie.
You're welcome. Okay.
Oh, good. Mallory just got it. Perfect. I think y'all are all good to go. I'm going to mute. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to mute the mic, but I'm going to stay on for y'all to come back at 12:50 and for you to sign out. Good job, everybody. Looks like you guys are starting your clocking out process. That's good. Hopefully you're getting all your written material, getting all your other duties done for me. And I'm getting prepared to see y'all again at 3. Take those state board questions seriously, everyone, so you can see if you could master that written portion. There's so many papers. Oh, papers. Everybody. Okay, I'm going to check to see if anyone has any questions for me in my chat. But I think everyone is doing good. Looks like everyone's doing good. So proud of my little students. They're put on mute. I'm crunching on my food.